Hey, just a little bit of a preface before we get into the video. Really sorry about the quality of the video in this video. When I went to edit it, I saw that it was blurry, and that did not show up when I was recording it, so unfortunately it is a little bit blurry, but I hope you guys will still enjoy the content, the album I'm talking about, and the review itself, so peace. Hey review family, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morse, Review Guy, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one I'm going to be covering the brand new Weezer album, the Black Album. So Weezer, the alternative rock, pop rock band formed in 1992, they went on a little bit of hiatus in 1998 and then came back in 2000 and started releasing albums very regularly, usually but not always color coordinated. This is their 13th studio-length album, and it follows 2017's Pacific Daydream, an album that was very polarizing when it was released and received some very mixed reviews from critics and listeners alike. This also follows the 2019 The Teal Album, which was a complete covers album. I checked it out back when it came out, but I didn't do a review because nothing was really flooring me. There were some interesting covers, and I do think that they did a lot of them justice, but for the most part, I didn't really have a reason to review it because I didn't have much to say about it. But here we are, 37 minutes, 10 tracks, new album, what's it looking like? Weezer, by far, is better on this album than they were on Pacific Daydream, in my opinion, but still, it does feel like a mixed bag, and it does feel like you're not really getting a project that is fire from front to back, unfortunately. Now, after hearing the Teal album, a part of me feels a little bit underwhelmed by the Black Album. They really do mimic the great instrumentation of the bands they are covering on the Teal album, and Rivers Cuomo does a very good job of becoming a chameleon and really putting his own spin, but still trying to sound like those people that he is covering. And on the Black Album, I can't say that these vocal performances a lot of times don't seem quite, I guess, underwhelming, lackadaisical, so-so. Don't get me wrong, a lot of these sound very powerful, they sound like they're spoken with a lot of emotion, and despite the fact that some of these thoughts, some of these song topics and ideas are a bit abstract and out there, I do think that they are delivered with enough finesse to really make it relatable, but sometimes the vocals can feel a little bit drab. And unfortunately, the same could be said for the instrumentation. A lot of this feels like pop rock, alternative rock 101, and there are some genuinely good instrumentals on this album, such as on Can't Knock the Hustle, which has some very crunchy, prominent bass on the track. I do like the background vocals as well, the kind of gospel-esque vocals, and the guitars do sound nice on this song, and I do like the horns as well on this track. The lyrics are cold, the lyrics are cynical, and it's probably one of my favorite tracks on the album. I know a lot of people like this single as well. Zombie Bastards also has some good instrumentation. I do like how the synths and piano come together at the end of the song to create this nice little atmosphere. The guitar is very good, especially on the chorus. Do love the lyrics on this track. They are very, very funny, and the one thing that I can complain about this track is it sounds like 21 Pilots. I don't know if it was intentional, but this is like almost a pitch-perfect 21 Pilots song. If you put 21 Pilots on this beat, I think it would probably sound a lot like this. And even some of the ideas on this track kind of sounds like something they would write. High as a Kite is a powerful pop rock ballad, and the lyrics seem very endearing. I love the blissful atmosphere and the blissful environment that this song creates, enveloped by these pianos and this nice instrumentation. I think Rivers comes through with probably the best vocal performance on the entire album. This is where the album, in my opinion, goes a little bit downhill. Piece of Cake has some good lyrics, but they're very one-dimensional, and the blissfulness can very much feel disingenuous on this track and a lot of the other tracks. Very rarely do they nail it and make it feel like this emotion is coming from a genuine place. The do-do-do-do vocals get really annoying very quickly, and this all feels very phony. I can't put my finger on why, but the overall composition and everything that lies within it just feels that way to me. I'm just being honest, sums up a lot of my big gripes about the album. This instrumentation is pop rock 101, and after I heard what they could do on the Teal album, and after I've heard what they can do in the past, they've never been like reinventing the wheel, but they have been able to bring together a nice performance. But on this track and a lot of the other tracks, they just feel like they're running by the numbers and not really trying to do anything interesting. They said that Pacific Daydream just kind of came together and the Black Album was on the way because they knew it and it was so close and like it was all mapped out, and I just don't see it. too many thoughts in my head. I do enjoy the vocal performance on this track and the kind of jazzy instrumentation, some nice percussion, but the claustrophobic singing, as well as the guitars that are drifting in and out of the background during the verses, make these verses seem terribly bone dry in my opinion, and it saps any fun that this track might encompass or any relatability that the lyrics might showcase. California Snow, the ender, was made for the 2018 movie Spell. Never seen it, never heard of it, so I can't really comment on that. And it's obvious this was made for a movie because this is so much more electronic-y than the rest of the album. The chorus is super synthy, but it's very basic synth. It's just this layered synth with some guitars and percussion. Not a big fan of it. The drums are kind of thumping. Especially in the chorus, the guitar and drums just seem like they're just chugging along very slowly with this boring synth. It just feels overblown, especially the chorus. I don't know, man. I want to like this album, and there's quite a few tracks that I do like, and it's by no means necessarily a terrible album. It's not the worst album that I've heard this year, but by far, this is not Weezer's strong effort, and I was pretty excited going into this album from the singles, but unfortunately, I did not really like this album, but it's very base level, and you know what we do here for that. I'm going to be giving this album a 5 out of 10. Is that a wrap? That's a wrap. Thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And if you've heard this album, you can let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. Smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. And I'll talk to you guys next time. But until then, my name is Jay Morse, Review Guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.